Welcome to WebStylePress. Earlier I created a video on how to create a proper HTML document. This video extends that topic, and in it I am sharing with you how I set up my HTML document with assets including fonts, CSS files and JavaScript files. We will link few libraries including jQuery, Bootstrap, Device.js, Old Carousel, jQuery easing plugin and Font Awesome. In the end, I will show you how can you combine these libraries and plugins into a single vendor file and minimize file request load for your web server to accelerate your website or web page. This is pretty much the base setup for all the usual HTML projects because we use jQuery, Bootstrap, Old Carousel, Font Awesome in pretty much every regular website. So you can use it as a template. Let me say again, file folder structure is important, naming files and folder properly is important, and assets order in HTML document is also important. Let's get started. So this is our HTML page and this is the Doctype Declaration for HTML document, and this is HTML tag with language attribute that is English, and this is our head section containing meta tags and style sheets. So this is character set UTF-8 meta tag, and these two tags are very important. If you won't include these tags in your HTML document, your document or website will not be responsive. And this is title tag. We can view the output of our document here, and this is the title template. So this is the description meta tag and the keywords meta tag. Keywords meta tag is not that much important now for search engines, but description is important and title is important. And these are our style sheets. I have used CDN links for Twitter Bootstrap. I'm going to remove these because I'm going to link these locally. And this is the Font Awesome. I am going to remove this because this is also CDN link. And finally, the second last CSS file is custom.css. That is my CSS file. I will link these files and I will use minified versions. I will not change those files. I will override those files in my custom.css file, and then I will use responsive.css file containing media queries. This is my last CSS file, responsive.css, and these are minified versions that I will use in the end. And this is the vendor file commented here. We will use that. We will combine all CSS files in this file. And this is the Internet Explorer 9 check. If web browser detects Internet Explorer 9, then these scripts will be applied. This is just a CSS reset so that your website should be compatible with older browsers. And this is our favor icon, and this is the assets images favicon.png. This is our root folder for our project. This is our root folder, and this is our index.html. Source folder contains the downloaded assets. I have downloaded these already. And this is our assets folder. This will contain our assets: fonts, images, scripts and styles. And in the images, this is the favicon.png. This is the favicon that is being displayed right here. So this is our project root folder, and after that, in the body section, in the end, before ending body tag, we have scripts. First script should be jQuery because it is the dependency for many plugins and libraries. I am going to delete this path because this is CDN. I am going to link this locally, and this is Bootstrap. I am going to remove this, and I have vendors file for JavaScript files also. This is commented. We will use this later on, and this is custom.js that I will use to write my own scripts or initializers for libraries and plugins. And this is custom minified. We will use it in the end. So I have these files opened here. This is my CSS file, and I have imported a Google font that is Open Sans here, and this is a regular CSS reset, and I don't use break tag, BR tag, I use clear classes. This gives me flexibility to use height for this gives me flexibility to use height of my own choice for these breaks. This is my own custom.css, and this is responsive.css containing only media queries, and breakpoints are 1200 pixels, 900 pixels, and 600 pixels. This is mobile area, this can be the tablet area, and this can be the laptops or smaller desktops. And this is my custom.js. I have used document.ready function and window on resize function and window on scroll function and window on load function. And then I have a screen check function that checks if the window's width is smaller or equal to 1024 pixels. If yes, then apply isMobile class to body and remove not mobile class. In the else, I have remove isMobile class from body and add not mobile class. So I am initializing this function. I am calling this function at two places: in the document.ready when the page loads and document gets ready and the DOM is ready, and on the window on resize. Whenever window is resized, this function will be called again and these classes will be switched. So this is my custom.js. So I have downloaded these files already. This is what we're going to do. We are going to link Font Awesome 4 version 4, and we are going to link jQuery easing plugin, and we're going to use Bootstrap, and we are going to use all cancel 2, and we are going to use current device.js or current device, and we are going to use jQuery, and this is our HTML page output. I have downloaded all these. You can download these. You can download jQuery by going here and from this link download compressed production jQuery 3.4.0. This will download minified version of jQuery, and then you can download this current device by going here. This will show you an example of this library, and you can view the source of the page, and you can click at this one. This will give you the minified version of current device. And for all carousel, you can download it from here. For Bootstrap, you can go here, and then you can download compiled CSS and JS from here. For jQuery easing plugin, you can download this file, and for Font Awesome, you can click at get started and then click here, and then you can click at this button, download button, and this will give you Font Awesome. I have downloaded all these here, and let's link these in our project. So jQuery easing device min.js, I am copying these files and I am going to my project in assets and in scripts folder, and I am going to paste these here. I'm going in the source again, and I need to extract these files to separate folders. So this is our Bootstrap. For Bootstrap, there are two folders, for JavaScript files and for CSS files. In the CSS files, we will need minified version, Bootstrap min.css, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to come in my assets folder and styles, and I'm going to paste it here, and then I am going to source again Bootstrap, and now I'm going to copy its script file. I will need Bootstrap bundle.min.js. I am copying minified version and bundle, project, assets, scripts, paste, and then okay. So we are done with the Bootstrap, we are done with these three files. Now let's use Font Awesome. For Font Awesome, I don't need SAS or less files, and I will need fonts and CSS files. For fonts, I will copy these fonts and I will paste these in my assets fonts folder. Alright, I am going to project source again Font Awesome. I have copied the fonts. Now I am going to CSS. I will use its minified version, this one, Font Awesome.min.css. Copy. I am going to my assets folder, and I am going to my styles folder, and I will paste this styles CSS file here. So we are done with the Font Awesome as well. Now I am going to all carousel. All carousel contains all these files, but I only need its JavaScript file and CSS file. So I don't see JavaScript file here. I can see distribution folder here, dist here, and in it I can see the minified JavaScript file. So I will copy this and paste it in my scripts folder. I'll come back and I will again go to all carousel dist folder, and here I have copied this one script file in my asset scripts folder, and then in the assets I see these files. I need all carousel minified version CSS files from here, and probably all theme default theme CSS file. Also I will need this one, this image file. So I will come again to projects, assets, and the styles, and I will paste these here. So these are all carousel CSS files, and this image should go to images folder. All right, so we have copied all those. We have copied Bootstrap, Font Awesome, all carousel, and these files. Right, we have got this. So fonts, these will be loaded by CSS file. Images can be called in document, so we need to link scripts and styles. Let's link styles first. So here's our document. We will link here. These are two empty styles here. We will start linking. We will first link Bootstrap. This is Bootstrap, but we will link it by using proper path assets, and in the assets I have got styles folder, and this is the path we will use, because this document index.html is here, and this is our root folder. This is our root folder for our project. So according to this document, this CSS file is located in the assets and then in the styles. So assets slash styles and then file name. Let me copy this path here as well, and let me take few more copies of it here, and let's link our next style file. So Bootstrap, we have linked the Bootstrap, custom is already linked, and Sass we don't need here, and let's link Font Awesome. So Font Awesome will be here, and next is all carousel. All carousel will be here, and the next is all theme, this one. So we have linked all these assets here. Make sure you link Bootstrap first, because there may be plugins or other CSS files that may override styles from Bootstrap library. Okay, so this is our vendor file that we'll use later on. We have linked all our style files. So custom and responsive, I have talked about these earlier, and now let's link our scripts files. So assets scripts, first we will link jQuery, because jQuery is the dependency for many plugins and libraries. Again, we will use the path assets scripts. Okay, this is the old, this is not jQuery, so let me link jQuery here again. Yeah, now this is jQuery. I am not using defer attribute with the jQuery because I want to load the jQuery first. Defer will load the script file at the end of page load. The styles will be loaded, and then images and text will be loaded, and then in the end the scripts will be loaded. Script tag that will contain source src attribute can contain defer attribute, and defer will make sure that this file will be loaded at the end. This will help make your web page faster. It will load your web page faster in web browser. So after jQuery, let me copy this path here as well, and let me make few copies of these, and after jQuery you can link all your other scripts. And here is the Bootstrap bundle, and custom is already linked. Let's link device min.js here, and the jQuery easing, and then jQuery we have linked already all carousel. Let's link all carousel. This is all carousel, and this we don't need. We have linked all the scripts here. Okay, custom is already linked, and let's save the document, and let's view our web page, reload it, and let's inspect it. So in the console there is no error, and here we can see these classes in the HTML: Windows, desktop, and landscape. These can be helpful This can be very helpful. This library current device is adding these classes, and you see this one not dash mobile in the body. This is coming from my custom.js, and if I change the width of my web page and then refresh the page, you can see the classes will be changed here. Now you can see Android, mobile and landscape. These three classes are in HTML, and here it is in the body. There's is mobile and Android mobile landscape. And if I do this, this will be changed not mobile, and for this you'll have to reload the page and probably get out of this responsive mode to make it work here. And now refresh. Now you can see Windows desktop landscape and not mobile. So that's that, and we have linked the files here. So defer for all these scripts, but not here, not for jQuery. jQuery will be here. jQuery should be the first script file in the script files. So let's combine these files now. But before, I think we should check these files, if these are linked or not. Let's check Bootstrap. So here is a Bootstrap. So this is the font awesome. Bootstrap and font awesome is linked. We can see the container and font awesome here. Alright, now we should check the all carousel. For all carousel, let's use its basic template, and the demos will come in the basic example. And let's copy this structure from here and paste it here. Save the document, and this is its initializer, and we have linked the all carousel here, and we have linked its CSS files here, but we will have to initialize it. After this, jQuery and then all carousel JS file, and then we will initialize it in our custom.js file. Okay, so we come here in the custom.js file. In the document.ready, I will paste this function to initialize all carousel. Let's see the output. So the all carousel has been initialized. So everything is working fine and no errors in console. So that is good. Now let's combine these files. Let's combine these scripts in vendors, and let's combine these CSS files in vendors as well. I will not change these files because I don't need to. I will override them in custom.css. So it's a good idea to just combine these in one file. First, just let me minify this custom.css file, and then let me minify this responsive.css file, and then let me minify this custom.js file. I'm pressing F1 and minify, then giving this command minify. You'll have to use an extension for this Visual Studio Code to minify these files. I will show how to do it later on in incoming video. And so we have got these minified files, so these are fine. We have created their minified versions. I can now comment these custom.css and responsive.css, and I can uncomment their minified versions, right? So custom.min.css and responsive.min.css, and similar for this custom.js file, I can uncomment its minified version because I have converted these. See, this was my custom, and this is the custom.min.js. And similarly, in my scripts custom.css, custom.min.css, and in the scripts custom.js, custom.min.js, and where is there responsive? Yes, responsive.css, responsive.min.css. Okay, I have got this vendor.css file. So let's comment all these CSS files, including Bootstrap, font awesome, all castle, all theme. Let's comment these, uncomment the vendors CSS file, and this is the vendors.min.css file. We'll have to create it. So vendors.css, this is the vendor.css empty file. Let's combine all these styles in this file. Just copy this. These were the minified versions. You can use the regular versions and paste it in here, but minified versions are also fine. And custom, I don't need custom here. In the vendors file, I need font awesome, copy, and here is the font awesome. I need all cursor, copy, and here is the all cursor file. I need all theme. Basically, we are copying all CSS files one by one and pasting these in vendors.css file. So we don't need responsive.css in the vendors file. Yeah, we have copied all the files. So F1 minify. Yes, vendors.min.css, vendors.min.css. Okay, so let's close it. So we have linked this successfully. We can delete these files now because we have linked these in one file. Save the document, and we have kept these here so that we can use these later on. For now, we have got their minified versions, and we are done with the CSS part of our web page. And let's combine these script files in this vendors.js file. So let's uncomment the vendors file for scripts, and yeah, I will need jQuery here because sometimes you will need to use jQuery in the head section of web page in case of CMSs like WordPress and Shopify, where those CMSs inject CSS and JavaScript files from their plugins in the head section. So jQuery should be above all those scripts. So I will leave jQuery alone and add the top of all the scripts. So let's combine these in this vendors file. Save the document, and let's come to scripts folder, and this is the vendors.js file. So we have got scripts here and Bootstrap bundle. JS file, copy, paste in vendors.js, and we don't need custom in the vendors file, we need device file. Okay, this is the device minified version. JS file, copy and paste it in vendor, and then we need we don't need jQuery, we need jQuery easing. jQuery easing is useful in transition and stuff. Okay, so jQuery easing all cancel, we need all cancel. Copy, and we have to paste this here. Save vendors.js. So F1 minify command, and there we go, vendors.min.js, vendors.min.js. Okay, so we will close this and we will delete all these because we have used these now in the vendors.min.js. So jQuery, vendors, and custom.min.css, and for our styles, vendors, and then custom.min.css and responsive.min.css. Now let's see our page. Refresh, reload one more time, and everything seems to be working fine, including all carousel and font awesome and Bootstrap. Console, there are no errors, and we can see these classes, and that's that. So this is how we create a proper HTML document and link our assets locally, including CSS files and JavaScript files, and then combine those assets in a single vendors file, and then use our custom styles and script files and in the hierarchy that I have showed you. So I hope you liked the video. Click the like button, and if you have questions you can comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.